Teacher Prix, my English level is not going up. Why? Why is that happening to me? Discover the 5 reasons why and what to do about it. Coming up. Hey friends, Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. First and foremost, as usual, thank you so much for watching this lesson and giving me an opportunity to teach you. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my weekly videos. Now guys, this is a very common problem English learners have, whether they feel like they're beginners, false beginners, pre-intermediate speakers, even advanced speakers may come across this dilemma. Teacher, I'm trying so hard, but my English level is not getting better. My level is not going up. What is going on? And in today's video, I'm going to share 5 reasons why I believe this may be happening to you. And I'm going to be giving you suggestions of things you can do to change so that your level can go up. Now, reason number 1. You are still doing the same thing.
Oh, well, the usual stuff.
Disclaimer, you should follow the same process, but the intensity has to change. For example, I like going to the gym, and quite honestly, the exercises are the same from the day I started to today. But what I have been changing in order to strengthen my body and have better cardiovascular conditions is to improve the intensity of the exercises I do on a regular basis. That is to say, even though you may be watching video lessons, you may be reading books in English or things in English on the internet, are you working on the intensity? Let's put this into a context, an English context. Let's say you read books in English, but the books are always very similar. They always follow the same kind of vocabulary. They always have the same number of pages. They focus on very basic vocabulary. So you're always in that loop. Okay, I read in English, but it's always the same kind of stuff. Well, I watch things in English, but it's always the same kind of lesson. You're in danger. Your level is not going up. One thing that I do with my students in my academy, I call my students BSA, is to always increase the intensity. They have the program and the lessons and the listening exercises to do, vocabulary exercises to do. But in addition to that, I challenge the intensity and I give them extra challenges every week that will definitely increase the intensity of the listening activities they do, the vocabulary activities they do, so that they can keep going up and up, so that their level can keep going up, because that's a very important thing. So even though you may feel like, okay, I'm doing things, but are you changing the intensity? So maybe you are learning vocabulary, but are you challenging the vocabulary you study? One thing that I do here on my channel every week is to challenge the intensity. I'm always giving you advanced phrasal verbs and vocabulary to help you step up your game. Reason number 2. This reason is very similar to reason number 1, but perhaps for different reasons. Maybe at this moment you feel comfortable with your English. This is a very dangerous place to be.
I'm fine! Totally fine!
Because when we feel comfortable, when we feel like, oh, I can understand Teacher Prix and other teachers, I can understand some native speakers, I understand some movies, I read some books, I'm doing a pretty good job, yo. You get comfortable and you don't want to move forward. Occasionally, you have that feeling that, something is off, I'm not getting better. But that goes away very quickly, because you're at a moment on your journey to fluency that you're very comfortable because you can get the job done. Now, that is a very dangerous place to be, because if you are too comfortable, you become too passive. And becoming passive with your English practice and any other thing you want to do in life can be very tricky and stop you from getting better. So if right now you're too comfortable, you're feeling too awesome, go to reason number 1, change the intensity. For reason number one and reason number two, you really gotta change the intensity of the activities you do. So if you study phrasal verbs, step up your game. Check out the advanced phrasal verbs I teach here on my channel. You can increase the variety of activities you do that will really challenge your comprehension. Talk about things, even if you are alone, talk about things that will really challenge your ability to communicate. If today I had to talk about something very complex, let's say, well, let me think of something that would really challenge me. Perhaps talk about architecture. I don't know much about architecture and designs, so maybe I can start challenging myself and watch more architecture videos and implement that challenge in my speaking practice, connect what I watch about architecture and talk about it. But if you stay in your comfort zone, it's very hard to do that, okay? So be careful with this reason. It's a tricky one because you're feeling good about your English. You don't feel like you got a serious problem, and yet you never get better. And that in the long run can be very frustrating. Reason number three, you are, maybe, I'm not sure, okay, but this is a common reason. You are transferring the responsibility of getting fluent, of becoming advanced to outside of you. Because when I travel abroad, something will finally change. Because when I have a private teacher, something will change. Guys, that's never gonna happen. I achieved an advanced English level without having conversation classes. So when I tell you that the solution is inside of you, it's because I myself had to go through the same experience. Okay, of course, it is wonderful to travel abroad. It is wonderful to have a private teacher. It is wonderful to be in an online program like mine, the Real English Academy. But at the end of the day, all the solutions you need are inside you. And if you constantly transfer the responsibility of advancing your English, of knowing advanced vocabulary, listening to advanced lessons, to reasons that are outside of you and out of your control, you're never going to get better. Because I'm talking about leveling up, getting to a better level. I'm not talking about perfection, because remember, fluency is communication, not perfection. You can advance your English, become a better English speaker and a fluent English speaker, but eliminate that thought that, oh, I need to be fluent, I need to be perfect. No, that's not very helpful, okay? So be very careful with that. So what do you have to do? Well, focus on what you can control. Focus on the activities you can do. Reason number one, change intensity. Challenge yourself. I think the biggest tip for today's video is that word, the keyword, intensity. Do you want to get results? Change the intensity and you will see changes, okay? And before I give you reason number four, make sure to hit the like button and if possible, share this video with your friends. When you share, it means you care. Now, reason number four is, well, I've been talking a lot about that lately, which is you don't follow the virtuous circle of fluency. I oftentimes come here on other social media such as Instagram and Facebook, and I ask students, hey, how is your routine going? What exactly do you do? And I get all kinds of answers. Well, I do grammar lessons, I watch videos in English, I listen to podcasts on the way to work, I take some notes, I have some vocabulary apps, but I never see, unless it's a student, okay, because my students are following the virtuous circle of fluency, or regular followers here on my channel who already know what I am talking about, which is to follow the virtuous circle of fluency. There are different activities that you need to do, but combining them makes the virtuous circle of fluency become a reality in your life. Whenever you sit down to study a phrasal verb lesson like I posted a few days ago, how do you connect that with speaking? How do you connect that with writing? How do you connect that with reading? How do you connect that with speaking? Virtuous circle of fluency. Occasionally, you won't be able to combine with all the English skills, but ideally, you should always be using the skills combined, in a combined effort. A few days ago, I was studying about Well, it was a little personal. It was about personal development and how to expand your consciousness. So I watched a video about consciousness expansion. Then I read a video about consciousness expansion. And then based on the reading and the listening, I checked the vocabulary in those materials. And then I practiced my English speaking, connected with what I read, with what I listened, and the vocabulary that I had been learning. So that's the virtuous circle of fluency in action. And if your English level is not going up, that's probably because you're not following the virtuous circle of fluency. Reason number 5 is you don't have a good plan. If you don't know what to do, how are you possibly going to know if your English level is going up? You know, I got this question from some BSA teacher. How do I know my English level is going up? Well, first, we need to think of the plan. You're following a plan. At least those students in the academy were following the plan, and they were like, yes, I'm being very consistent. I'm following the habits. I'm following the module schedule and the plan. Great. Now, the second thing you're going to do to analyze is look back 6 months ago, a year ago when you were not in the academy. Could you talk about X, Y, and Z? Could you talk about that particular subject and that subject? And I started reminding these students, well, could you talk about that? Can you talk about it now? Yes? Your level is going up. Because that's how you analyze. It's one way to analyze if your level is going up. But if you don't have a plan, it's hard to test in the long run if you're getting better because you never really know what you're studying. You never really establish a routine and activities you're going to do. And stay tuned because I'm going to bring you a very special Christmas present. If you're watching in December 2021. But don't worry, this present can be used anywhere, anytime in English. Guys, establishing a plan is vital, even if you are alone. Of course, that when you are alone, it can be a little bit more difficult, but you should be doing that, okay? And you can check out many lessons that I have here on my channel that will bring clarity to help you organize your plan. Okay, and if possible, eventually you can join my academy where you will have an organized plan. But in the meantime, focus on establishing small, attainable goals. The best way to track your progress is to start at the beginning, which is to plan. Plan your study routine on a weekly basis. It'll be a much better way for you to know if your English level is going up. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. Share, like, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!